Hi YouTube, my name is Tuan, also known as Tuan and Tran on social media, and I'm an online fitness coach, entrepreneur and content marketing expert, and I help busy women achieve their dream bodies without following a restricted diet. And to get the best fitness, nutrition and mindset advice, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get notified whenever I post a new video every single week. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about the limiting belief me and my clients had, which prevented us from achieving our weight loss goals. And after breaking through these limiting beliefs, we managed to both lose weight, build muscle, and achieve our dream bodies. Limiting beliefs are stories we keep telling ourselves, like limiting beliefs and thoughts that are actually preventing us from achieving our weight loss goals. And some of you people have maybe grown up and people or parents keep telling you some things like you're too fat and you're too lazy to stick to a diet plan. And I remember for myself, when I was growing up, people keep telling me you're too fat, Tom, you're too lazy, you cannot do this. And of course, when we are as human, we are just naturally wired to hold some thoughts that maybe ring true for us. So if you have some limiting beliefs and they just keep getting confirmed by others, to start to believe them. And limiting beliefs are also just a reflection of your identity. These narratives are actually something that can become a part of our identity and actually also what we think we can achieve. But you have to understand that as a fitness coach, but also as a person, you have to understand that these beliefs are actually false, every one of them, because it's something that your minds keep telling you. So in order for you to break free of these narratives, you have to start shifting your mind to something new, and that is actually what I'm going to help you with, because the mind is very powerful. And if you are starting to have a plan on how you want to shift your mindset, it's going to be easier for you to actually believe that you are not a lazy person, but you are a healthy person. As for instance, there's a difference between I'm on a diet or I'm a healthy person. The first thing is I'm on a diet. This is a narrative that keeps telling you, okay, I'm just doing this for 3 months, and no, I'm not going to eat a cake now because I'm on a diet. But if you are a healthy person, you are saying to yourself, no, I don't want this piece of cake, or I don't eat junk food. It's just you are creating a narrative that makes you believe that you don't need this because you are the person who doesn't eat junk food. So can you see the difference? This also leads me into the 4 action steps you have to take on, because these are going to help you to break down these limiting beliefs to create the person you want to become and the weight loss goals you want to achieve. So the first one action step is you have to visualize the kind of person you want to become. And what I mean by this is, I remember when I wanted to lose weight, I had to change not only my mindset but also the kind of person I want to be. So not only do you have to think about that you want to lose weight, but also in order for you to actually lose weight and maintain this kind of body, you have to become a healthy person. And to visualize what kind of a healthy person is, you have to look up to people who has actually achieved the goals. So the thing I had, the person I had was my former fitness coach, and he was the kind of person I looked up to, and I tried to visualize I want to have all the same habits he had. So I always ask him, what kind of habits do you actually have? And I just started following him, And the thing you have to understand is, instead of just changing the behaviors you are thinking are going to help you, you have to change into a kind of person. And it's easier if you have a role model. So he taught me about, you have to visualize the kind of person I want to become. And actually it was kind of easy because I have a fitness coach back in the days, and he had he was a kind of different person than me, and I had to transform myself. And the kind of person he was very healthy. And what I mean by healthy is that he was following a nutrition and diet plan, and he also have a winner's mindset. And he just did all the things that a healthy person did. And I was so surprised to it was like opening a door to how all the fitness models and bodybuilders in the world, they actually live. And it just surprised me, just like also to refer to the last example I spoke on, there are two different kinds of people. There's when they are going on a weight loss journey, I'm on a diet. This is a person who's trying to diet, and the next person is, I'm a healthy person. So the person who's on a diet have a thought that is about, I'm just on a diet the next couple of months. And when people are just asking me, do you want to go out drinking? Do you want to smoke? Do you want to eat this cake? You just keep telling yourself, no, I'm just on a diet. Maybe after 3 months I can do it, but for now I don't want to do it. I just have to follow through with this plan. And this is very short-term thinking, because if you're just thinking this is a short-term thinking, you're not actually creating new habits. The habits you are having now are just temporary. Whereas when you are thinking you want to become a healthy person, you are actually just thinking long-term, and you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to smoke because that is not what a healthy person does. I'm not going to skip my workouts because that is, a healthy person is actually going to stick to the workouts he has. And of course, I can say yes to eating cake and going out with my family, because that is also what a healthy person does. Healthy is not, that's the definition to me, is a person who is living a rich and fulfilling life while focusing on his health, improving his health through eating. And nutrition is food and also working out, but also having the ability just to go out and enjoy some different kinds of food that is not on your meal plan. So instead of just saying, no, I cannot go out as a healthy person, you're just saying, okay, of course, I'll just have to plan the meals out so I know that I'm getting the right amount of calories I get every single day, and then I just go out and eat some food with my girlfriend. So you see the difference. A healthy person focuses on a lifestyle, whereas a person who's trying to be healthy on a diet has a temporary mindset about going to diet and saying, no, I cannot do this at all because I'm just trying to be healthy. So there's the permanent way of going to become a healthy person, and there's the person who's trying to become. So this one is the more sustainable way of dieting and become the person you want to be. And the next action step is the kind of traits this healthy person has. And I'm telling you that you don't have to list out your own traits, but the kind of traits you associate with this kind of new person and how this person acts in various situations. And first off, I have the role model of a fitness coach, and he has some of the most incredible traits which I didn't have, but I wanted to have, because he actually had a very aesthetic body, like a broad shoulders, small waist, and he was very lean and just like very aesthetic person, like a our figure, hourglass figure. And this is also the kind of body most women are also aspiring to have, like the X shape. But let's get into it. So the quality he had was like being very structured, being very disciplined, patient, hardworking. These are just some of the traits, but there are a lot of more traits. But being very structured is actually about calculating the kind of calories you have to eat every single day and just going into a calorie deficit. So the meal plan you are creating is a calorie deficit based nutrition plan, and also the kind of macros you have to follow, like 40%, 45% protein and 40% carbs, and the rest is fat. And also making sure that the kind of food you are eating are also whole foods, in order for you to actually feel fuller whenever you are eating your meals, and not feeling hunger throughout the days. And also plan your meals when you are going to eat it when you're working full time, because it's just making more easier for you to stick to your plan and not procrastinate whenever you have to eat. Because when you're going to the canteen, there may be a lot of temptation, but if you have your meal planned out beforehand, it's going to be easier for you. But also when you are at home, you have to plan all your meals out for the rest of the week, like meal prepping. Like I remember, I think that the biggest hurdle I have when it came to meat was to prep it. But then I was told, why don't you just pre-cook all your meat, like putting 3 kilos of frozen chicken breast into the oven and then cook it, and then you have chicken for all the week, and you just have to weigh it out and put it into your sandwich or your other dishes you have. And also with the workout plans, you have to have a specific workout plan you have to follow each week, like the specific kind of body parts you want to train, how you're going to train them with kind of exercises, and the rest pause and the intensity, and also writing notes down in your notepad whenever you're working out. And that is also being very structured. And also about your sleep, when are you going to sleep, and how many hours you want to sleep in order for you to maximize your rest period. So also when you're going to work out, when you're going to rest. And these are what I think is being very structured. But also when you're going to hang out with friends, and when you're going to prioritize self-care. And being disciplined is just another word of creating good habits. So whenever you are following your structural way of life, it's just you're just getting into the habits of living this way, and you are not needing to get motivated or dedicated. It's just following these habits without thinking. And being patient is also one of the key elements you have to focus on, because when you want to lose like 10-20 kilos, you have to keep following these basic steps, these structures, and following these habits every single week in order for you to lose 0.5 to 1 kilo. And of course, not every single week you're going to lose this amount of weight, but as long as you have the follow-up with your coach, it's going to be more realistic for you to actually lose this kind of weight. And yes, I know as a person you cannot always stick to your diet, because the It's just face it, just like me, of course I had days where I binged and I was depressed and I don't want to work out and I missed some workouts and blah 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 and I'm just a human. But let's just focus on, always think about, okay, you make mistakes, learn from it. Next day, and let's say you have 2 days where you just basically said, I don't want to follow this plan, I'm not motivated. Okay, but at least remind yourself why you want to do it and always take baby steps, okay? The third action step a healthy person does, and what I mean by this is the kind of person you want to become in order for you to lose weight, build muscle, and achieve your weight loss goals. And that is the kind of action. It reminds a bit of the last action step, but basically, if you want to be this kind of healthy person who achieve his weight loss goals, it's very important for you to remember that creating the meal plan is also about knowing the kind of calories you have to consume each day, but also how you're going to do it. So like, if you want to follow a nutrition plan, you have to actually grocery shop and plan out each of your meals. So let's say, for instance, I remember when I was embarking on my weight loss journey and I wanted to lose 20-30 kilos. I still lived at home. I had to say no to my parents' food because they were Asian food and they had a lot of oil, and it was often kind of difficult to measure the kind of nutrition that was in each of these food. I just basically said, I'm following my own meal plans. I'm buying protein powder and I'm going to eat a lot of more chicken than compared to what you are eating now. And of course people are saying, why are you doing this? I just said, shh, I'm doing this for me. I only have one life. I want to lose weight. I'm sick and tired of being bullied and I don't want to be slow and overweight anymore. I want to do this. So I was a very stubborn kid. So I got a job that helped me pay for the grocery shopping, like for all the meat and for the protein powder I had to buy. So I had to go grocery shop, buying 5 kilos of frozen chicken and also meal prep and more whole foods like whole food. Yeah. I had to buy more salad and also more bread and more vegetables, more chicken, more salmon. There were a lot of things I had to buy that I didn't even knew beforehand, but I started to learn about these things. And I also had to study all the kind of workout videos my fitness coach he sent to me through a link, because just like me, when I'm a fitness coach, he taught me all the things. Is if you have a workout plan, you have the kind of exercises you have to do every single workout, but you also have a link to the kind of exercises you have to perform. So I was a very dedicated student. Whenever I tried to get ready to the workout, like a chest, I saw all these videos. There were like 5 videos, but I watched them so many times. I watched them even when I was working out because I wanted to perfect my technique. Because if you're working out and you're not thinking about hitting the kind of muscles you want to grow, you are not going to grow it, because it's easier for you if you actually can feel the muscle. There's a big difference between working out, working the weights, and I also had to be up with my wrist, because when you're not working out, you also have to think about how you're going to rest as much as possible, like prioritizing your sleep, like 8 to 10 hours, and also have a ritual when you are going to bed, like putting your phone away and focusing on setting the alarm clock and not constantly checking your phone during the night because it can actually disturb your sleep patterns, because you are just having the mentality that you are on, and if you are focusing on not having your phone disturb your sleep patterns, it's going to be easy for you to feel at rest and more less anxious about checking your phone, because checking your phone can actually cause a lot of anxiety, and that is also something that is not talked a lot about, but that is actually why the the anxiety is like feeling you have the need to be online 24/7. That's also why when I'm prioritizing self-care, like just doing some yoga or stretching and doing the foam roll during my rest days, I'm actually just turning off all the notification on my social media, because it just helps me to focus on one thing. And it's hard sometimes, but I just put my phone in another room in order for me to actually focus 100% or 90% on the things I want to do. And I really feel the big difference when I'm focusing on these specific actions as to what a healthy person is doing, because you are trying to create this healthy person you want to be. And another thing is also a healthy person is also someone who has friends and family and also prioritize time with them. Just like if you're a very busy person who has a full-time job, like working 40 to 50 hours a week, you also want to prioritize when you want to work out, and also when you want to prioritize self-care, but also prioritize dating and your friends and family. So I just block out the time for my family and friends, because it's easier to be 100% present when you are with them. And that is also something I have thought a lot about lately. And also self-care is also something a healthy person is prioritizing, because self-care is actually just saying to yourself you are worth it. Also like journaling, I'm journaling a lot, like to focusing on hiding my self-worth, but also my confidence, because if you are actually getting more affirmations on the kind of person you want to become, it's easier when you can actually hold yourself accountable by taking action steps, and also just feel like you are you're getting the feeling that it feels good to be a healthy person. You get a lot of dopamine released throughout working out, and also just by feeling great in your clothes and also feeling great naked. And yes, these are some of the things I think is important as a healthy person. The last action step I want to share with you is prove it with small wins, because if you have already mapped out the kind of identity you want and the kind of quality this person have, and also the kind of action step this person is associated with, you also want to map it and sum it up and prove it with small wins. So the kind of person you want to become as a healthy person is like a healthy person is someone who's sticking to his diet and nutrition plan, but also always learning about new stuff and improving himself through self-care, meditation, but also making sure that he gets results through these things. So let's say if you have a whole week where you are going to follow your diet and nutrition plan, you are taking one day at a time, not overwhelming yourself, but one day at a time. Like Monday you are waking up, you are saying positive affirmations. Let me give you an illustration of how my days work. I wake up, I say positive affirmations, and then I'm going to the bathroom and do my thing, and then I'm going to dress up with my work clothes, and then I'm going to have some client follow-ups and doing some of my YouTube videos, like looking at the analytics, and then I'm going to eat some breakfast afterwards, because it's not like I want to eat breakfast immediately, and then I'm going to work out, and after working out I'm going for a run, or I'm going for a stroll around horses, and then I'm going to plan out a coffee date with one of my friends, or later on I'm going to ask one of the girls I'm seeing to go out for a dinner. Just some of these small things I'm doing every single day. And in the evening I'm also prioritizing self-care, like reading a book and also meal prepping for the day after, because it's just going to be easier for you guys when you are just seeing all those small wins. And the meals I'm always making sure I eat is going to assure that I'm following my daily goals. Like if you want to lose 0.5 kilos to 1 kilo, you have to follow your nutrition plan each day, also your workout plan. So like Monday I followed my nutrition and diet plan, a small win, and also prioritizing sleep and self-care and seeing friends, family. And this is just one day. So the next day you're doing the same again and again and again. And of course you have to be realistic that you cannot follow the things 100%, but at least you are trying. So these small wins is actually just accumulating. So after a week you are losing 0.5 to 1 kilo, and you have to check in with your fitness coach to hold yourself accountable that you're actually getting small wins each week, and you're doing this every single week until you have actually lost the amount of weight you have. And that is basically how I transform myself from being a person who has limiting belief about I cannot work out, I'm too lazy to stick to a diet plan, I'm too fat. But I actually transform myself, but also the clients I have, they also going through the same process, like having all those limiting beliefs and just rewriting them in order for them to become a whole new person. Because you have to understand that you want to become a new person if you want to lose weight and build muscle and achieve your dream body. But you're also shifting your whole mindset, so you cannot say that you are the same person anymore, because you are creating a new identity, you're creating new character traits, you're creating new actions and habits, and just being more structured, dedicated. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's shorter than the other, but I think that you can get a lot of value from this, because I definitely wanted to have some kind of video like this when I started out my weight loss journey. But I want to share my gratitude towards you. Despite growing my YouTube channel so fast, I just try to stay humble and not thinking too much of myself, because in the end I'm just someone who wants to provide value, because I just think it's my calling now to help people with their fitness journey. And I just try to work hard and not talk so much about my wins unless there's something that I really want to share. So make sure to, if you want to get more of these kind of videos, make sure to subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and also hit the bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. And I'm so appreciative of all your comments, because it really fuels my fire. And I'm also engaging a lot with my community, because it's just, if you have someone who resonated with your content, why not just taking the time out to reply to them? And I'm a very dedicated and structured and also grateful man who is replying to, I say 90%. I try to comment back to, reply to every single comment, because I just feeling grateful. So thank you. Make sure to send me a DM on Instagram, Tuan Fitness, if you like this video, and comment in the comment section. Thank you.